Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It's time for us to shine a spotlight on the evolution of ministries, particularly the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence.
This morning inside the Spotlight, we give you the opportunity to get to know your ministry. We have a video campaign that's being launched, and this morning I welcome the Executive Manager of Modernization and Service Improvement Division, Colleen Gallazzi. Good morning to you, Colleen.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Sunny morning.
Sunny morning, she says. All right, so, well, first of all, today is Public Service Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, today is Public Service Day.
What does that mean for you at the Ministry of Public Admin?
So before I get into the question, I just wanted to bring greetings on behalf of the Senator, the Honorable Dominic Smith, the Minister of the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence.
Yeah.
Yes, so your question again?
I just wanted to know what does the Public Service Day mean to you at the Ministry of Public Admin and Artificial Intelligence?
It's about recognizing all of the efforts and the work that has been done over a given period of time, any fiscal or financial year, that's been provided by our public officers. It gives us an opportunity to showcase the services that government entities to provide to the citizens, and more so also to honor and recognize the individuals behind providing those services.
And today is definitely a great day to do that. And I understand that we're launching our video campaign, but the behind the scenes of the campaign is what's actually launching today and rolling out over the next 6 weeks.
Yes.
In terms of, I know whenever the government changes, we oftentimes have changes in the ministries, and we see some people coming together. So, for example, we see the Ministry of Public Administration now teaming up with Ministry of Artificial Intelligence, which didn't exist before.
No.
So now we have that new ministry. How often or how difficult is it to get people to understand the new roles and functions of the ministries?
Well, the Know Your Ministry campaign is an effort to really try and demystify or encourage persons and make them aware of what the new entities are providing. As you would notice, you've mentioned that there's been a merger with Ministry of Public Admin, and also now we have Artificial Intelligence, but we've also had some ministries that would have split and have different entities. So you've got citizens out there who may be a little bit confused in terms of who is the new minister, who's the new permanent secretary, who are the new players within those entities.
So the plan is to roll out all of that information on a weekly basis, or how often?
On a weekly basis, and we'll be doing it via all video recording and via all of our social media platforms. The format that it's going to take is going to be interview style, whereby we would have our photographers and videographers going out to the various entities to do the recording and the interviews as well. And that will involve the leaders, so the minister, the permanent secretary, other key players within the entity will be part of those that video campaign.
And how have the ministries been responding so far?
They're responding great. So I know they're very competitive. We've given them lots of leverage in terms of the content that they can provide. We provided a framework that they can work with, but left some creativity for them to display how they would want that content to unfold.
All right, tell me about some of the key campaign themes and descriptions.
Well, it's basically about, we've got 4 categories in terms of how it's themed. Government services and infrastructure. So you've got like the Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Planning, public utilities, etc. will be part of that cluster. We've also got our social development and human services.
So that wouldn't fall under government services? How do you separate government services? Because, I mean, to me, all of it is government services.
All of it is government services. But what we seek to do is to categorize it based on the service that is provided and how those services are provided. Yeah, so
you said social development and human services.
Yeah, social development and human services, we've put those two together. So, of course, you'll be looking at health, education, social development, of course. We've also got legal, security, affairs as well.
That's the third one.
That's the third one, and then we've got economic and labor, economic development and labor. So you'll be looking at agriculture, Ministry of Labor, etc. So those are the 4 categories, and our 5th is the THA, which is also government services, but they are a category as well.
I don't know how to feel about this because I'm not seeing art and culture and thing anyway.
Well, art and
Which
culture
category we fall into?
You fall under social, I would say social and
Social development
and human services. Yes.
All right. So
I just mentioned a few of the entities.
Of course,
yes,
of course.
Because as you know, it's 25 ministries we've got now, moving from 22.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of this change, what are some of the things that the public should be aware of in terms of transparency when it comes to engagement with the government institutions?
I think it's key for the public to know who are the persons at the helm of their particular ministries in terms of their ministers. We've had changes at the PS level, also changes at the DPS level. So I think it's key for our citizens to know who is at the helm of the ministries that they are seeking to get government services from.
And how important is it to have the information about what you can do online versus the physical services?
I think that's key. I think what we want to do at the end of the day is to share the various channels and avenues that citizens can access government services.
Yeah. And a lot of those, has there been any major changes when it comes to, especially with the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence aspect of things? Have there been major changes when it comes to what services are available online so far?
Well, the gazetted responsibility of the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, it's really about enhancing the skills development of our citizenry, of our public servants, public officers, also improving the service delivery. So we're still on that trajectory of making sure services are accessible, convenient to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and moving as many services as possible online, so it is more accessible to individuals.
Now, with the change in government, the change in ministries and all that stuff, what is the internal morale post-government transition?
Well, I see with any change, it's all about the people. And there is need to ensure that the communication is clear. There's been uncertainty in terms of persons, maybe their roles and functions. So I think communication is key, coming from the leadership. So this Know Your Ministry campaign would also assist not just the citizens, but also assist our officers working in those particular entities. So I think it calls for a large amount of communication and clarity in terms of what changes will be taking place. And of course, you would understand that ministries are still settling in into their new roles and to their new functions. So those are things that are happening in terms of communicating that.
How has the public been responding so far to some of these changes? Are they aware of where they're supposed to go, what services you still provide versus the ones you don't?
So that's one of the key reasons for the campaign, so that understand the roles and responsibilities of each entity, know what services are being provided, because as you would understand that there will be some level of confusion in terms of if a particular ministry provides that same service, right? We've had some split in ministries. We've got legal affairs, AG, and ministries that have been split and separated. So it's like, what services? Where do I go? Where do I go to get what services? Yes. And the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, one of our roles is to ensure that we have provide a central repository, a central place for all of our citizens to access services and to know exactly where to go. So after this campaign, we should hopefully have some clearer information as well. And also the individual entities, they will be uploading their videos on their social media platforms to be able to, for persons to reintroduce themselves to the citizenry and know what it is citizens can get from those entities.
And I mentioned earlier that it would be a 6-week rollout. You think in 6 weeks we'll have all the videos finished and uploaded?
Yes, this is the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence. We work to our deadlines and we're committed to those deadlines, so we will have those prepared and ready for rollout.
I think a lot of people still have questions when it comes to what the role of the artificial intelligence aspect of your ministry is. Do you mind clearing up some of it before the videos come out for us?
Well, I can try my best, but I think most of it could be cleared up by our minister. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned before, both of the portfolios were merged in an effort to facilitate the fast pace of the technological development that's happening, and using AI as a tool to really enhance human capacity and strengthen our service delivery. Yes, but our gazetted responsibility, as I mentioned before, it's really about improving services to all across God, and it's really facilitating that by working with all our other entities.
In terms of the public service, I mean, I know today's public service day, and you deal with public administration and artificial intelligence. How often should we be training and retraining persons when it comes to making sure that they're up to date on all the information, like you mentioned, how fast-paced technology is, especially, and this new merging of these ministries? How often will we be seeing that training process happening?
Well, I think training is a continuous effort, yes, that should be scheduled and planned, but happen on a continuous basis, and whereby public officers can access this training online as well through our learning management platforms and so forth. So it is a continuous effort.
All right, well, we look forward to getting that information over the next 6 weeks, because I know that the video rollout is going to be definitely helpful for a lot of people who still have questions about where they go to access what service and which has moved from one ministry to another, as the case may be. But before we wrap this morning, Colleen, would you like to give the public servants of Trinidad and Tobago a message on this public service day? You can look directly into that camera right there and give them all the greetings that you want to.
Well, I really want to congratulate all of our public servants today, congratulate them on the hard work that they've done during the course of not just this year, but the years that have gone by and the years to come. And we really want to thank you and recognize you for your efforts. And we're really asking the public to celebrate you today and to keep supporting your public officers. And for those citizens who'd like to know more about the Know Your Ministry campaign, you can do so by following us on our Facebook and Instagram page. That is Min Pub Admin AI, or also on our website, which is www.mpaai.gov.tt. So let's continue to support our public officers, yes? Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Colleen.
You're most welcome.
Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Colleen Gallazzi, Executive Director for Modernization and Service Improvement Division in the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence. Joining us to let us know the Know Your campaign. Know Your Ministry campaign is kicking off from today, but we look forward to the next 6 weeks to get to know each and every ministry in a more detailed and personal way. Stay tuned to the Now Morning Show. We'll be right back after this break.
From the dark to light, plenty can't tell wrong from right. Tell me